receiving my award for. That was that moment. Like, cause I saw them walk off while I was walking in, and everyone in that, and I was just like,
you're like,
thank you, my God. So they called me back. They were like, now the thing is, I had never known money was attached to those awards. First of all, UFF. So when I sat down, because they kept me a seat at the front, I sat down. They called me immediately. Like, come, we have to take pictures of you with your check. I said, check. Hold that big check. I was just so happy, but I was like, wait, my peers. Literally, one of the judges had just fired me from one of her plays.
Wow.
4 or 5 days before. No, maybe a couple of weeks before that. And she was one of the judges. And she said, Malaika, I hope you know that when I fired you, it wasn't because you're not a good actress. You're just not at that point, for that character, you were not the person. She's like, you're brilliant. I hope you know this. And she's a very, very, her opinion is very, very important. I almost broke down in tears for her because you guys, I was holding an award, like whatever, but I was like, wait, it's not because I'm a brand. It's not because of which you actually think I can.
Good.
And you guys, it's so important for it to come back from inside out, but sometimes it's hard. Because I've told you from when I was a kid, it was natural, but why is it when you're older? It becomes a bit harder. So when I won, I was so happy. When she said it, it's like God knew who to place in my path at that moment. So this person came and said, 2 people, her and another person who was also on the panel of judges, I didn't know. And they said, you are brilliant in this. And I was like, what? I'm an actress. Yeah, so that was, oh, and guess what? My mom had catered, so she has a catering company, Tailor Catering, and she had catered for UFF. We did not know. I did not know she was catering for the event, for the VVIPs. And she was like, but I was confused because I saw her when I came out. I was like, Mom! She's like, Malaika, what are you? I was like, Mommy, I won! Won what? I was like, just take a picture with me. I was just like, okay, congratulations. Anyway, it made a bad job that day. Like that. And so you see what I mean? God placed it. Like my mom was there for my first award in Uganda as an actress. My peers, but I still know. People still said she only won.
But you earned 2 checks.
But guess what?
Checks in one night. You are very proud.
That's what I said, but never the one is my home. I'm good.
No. That's interesting.
Mama, your question.
It's quite interesting. The reason I want to give people to share experiences for the Uganda Film Festival, there are so many stories about the Uganda Film Festival, around the event, around how UCC has been. People talk within the industry. So I wanted people to know what really it means to you to win. Okay. The experience that you get, how you badly want the award.
From your peers. That's what you need to understand. This is not go on social media and corner you. These are people who, this is their craft. This is they do not mess, we do not mess with our acting. You see that, and for them to say, wow, man, I deserve to be awarded.
My next question is, you won the award. Did you get any projects after winning? You would, to a point that when we get to see it, I have to go visit.
Oh my God, no.
Did you get any projects after winning the Uganda Film?
Yeah, I use the money to create my own projects. No, but to be honest, it is we already touched on that, and Nisha has felt it too. I can't walk into a room and audition and people actually will give me the job. They suddenly start to assume I come with a very high price tag. What they don't understand that us as actresses in Uganda at the moment, our industry hasn't developed to a point where you can put a fee to your services because
of an award,
does not have a fee. It actually has to come from whoever is hiring you. But if your project is good, and I feel like I can really really bring my everything to it. Money is not at the back of my mind because we've been through this industry for years being unpaid, underappreciated. In fact, when UCC came along and UFF came along, it was the first time that the creative arts in Uganda had been given any sort of financial award for the work they've done for years without holding a show or without self-financing a script, right? So when we win for us, it's not so much, it's what Malaika said. It's the validation from your peers, people saying, we see you, you're amazing, you're awesome, you have a natural given talent. Because I tell you, every human being needs to hear that on this planet. Every human being. I don't care who you are, you need validation in your chosen field. And if it comes from the people who are in the trenches with you, that's even better. People that have walked alongside you actually say to you, Nana, I appreciate you. So, that check is not, okay, it might not cover a lot of things, but it allows you to dream bigger. It allows you to invest yourself knowing full well that someone's going to say to you, I know, I was also watching the clock. Are we allowed to say that? But someone is going to say to you, A, here's a representation of the work you've done, which is the award. B, I know we don't have much, but I'm giving you what we can. So for us who win, we reinvest that money into projects that actually employ other people, drive other people to do better, hire other people to take the place that has made you earn that money. Because sometimes I tell my actresses when they come on set, and I'm in a scene with you, I always tell them, okay, you think I'm good, but it is your job to take this scene from me, right? It is your job to actually be better than me. I can't make you that. So it's an interesting dynamic when you get up there and they say, Nana, take this award. When you are in a scene with some of the best. Do you understand what that means? Yeah. You feel, I know people think awards are for dressing up and getting pictures. What people don't understand is that every day for us to earn that award, we are dirty, we work long hours, we leave our families behind, we go on location, we don't really have really long-lasting relationships because most of the time you are moving from place to place, and even the ones that are close to you after a while feel exhausted because as a creative, we chase the high, we tell stories, we show the world in all its colors the best way we can. So UFF for me, after winning these awards and getting back in front of the camera and being validated, I feel like now I can really give back what I've always spoken about. Because before I've spoken and I've taught, but to get back in front of the camera and show, because I'm just a human being, anybody can take my spot. Anybody, and I encourage them to. But at the same time, they need to know that at the end of this rough journey, they're going to be given something. It won't just be whispered in the corridors or your film burnt onto DVD and sold for $2K downtown. We are now in a place where, for me, UFF has done more than give money and awards. It has given us a space where our work is recognized, and it has actually stood up and said, you guys are amazing. Because before, to be an actor,
it was a joke.
But dramakta, you wanted an actor, you were a dramakta. I mean, honestly, for me, I burned to perform. That's what I live for. I tell stories. That's what I was born for. You know, I literally see the world in all its colors and its visuals. I tried the corporate world. I boxed myself. I'm also a damn good engineer, by the way. But I always tell people engineering requires imagination. The reason I was such a good engineer is because my imagination runs wild. I actually can say we can create something out of nothing. Even when people say, no, it can't be done, that's what engineers do. But if you combine the arts and my sciences, I think that's what makes me a great creative, because I just feel, the high of actually doing something. Like when I did Nalwawo, and people don't know, when you're an actor and you get a script, the reason some of us choose to do these scripts is because we're drawing from trauma and pain and events that we never healed from. But you get to say things that you couldn't say to people then. You get to release whatever it is in that moment. That's why I say that projects that are so good give you freedom as opposed to financial remuneration. And what is so amazing for someone to watch your pain or your laughter or whatever story you're trying to tell, and they feel like somehow you spoke through them, or they feel it, or you touch them, is such a powerful feeling. That's why we do what we do. That's why I do what I do. And another thing that drives me is seeing someone who's so good. You have no idea when we're auditioning and someone walks into a room and blows the character away. That to me is...
Then you change who you're going to audition for. Now, let me go for
because, and the thing is, when someone is so good, I don't let them finish the scene. But most people that audition for me are terrified because I say, enough. Because I feel, tokadibuda, tugena kate kakuseti, or your monina. And normally when I do that, I'll be like, Jeffrey. That is why we do this. So when I have my girls calling us, I ask if I already said Nisha it's like that moment when you're just like, you have discovered gold. And then you see this thing come to life, and then you get dressed and you have your name called and you set up on that stage and they clap for you. It's worth the sleepless nights, the rejection, everything. That's what we do.
For me personally, yes. The projects increased after the award. And I think genuinely it's because people there's a certain semblance to taking you a little bit more seriously. There's like, oh, okay, so you're a winner. No, seriously.
That's so
now they're like, yeah, you're a winner. I want a winner on my team. Yeah, and also because now, if you've been, even if it's just a nomination, I have a reference.
Yeah.
I can call Nisha and say, you worked with that girl. What is she like? And then you see, because now they don't know you've done anything if they have nowhere. You know, our movies are not really like how it is in America, where they're on, we thank God for Pearl Magic now. Like, we now have a home, right? A home where we can see our stuff. But before we didn't. Where you could see your movies, your series, there was no way really. It was, guys, like I've said, we would act, but for the West to enjoy and give us their accolades, but here at home, maybe those 2 weeks of UFF showing on the cinema, which we thank God that they even existed. So no one knew who's good. That's why you would end up seeing maybe the same people. Or you have bad people casting someone for the wrong role because you don't have anyone else, because you don't know, and people don't want to risk new people because they're like, oh, money is time. And time is money. So yes, with the accolade, I now have my reference. I have immediately, yes, I got more phone calls after that. Thank you. And I'm very happy about that. And of course, you don't take it as a boastful thing. It's just like, it's a more of a, yes, I am so happy. Like now you see what I've been seeing for all these years. Yeah. So, she did what Nana did. She said, oh, I can say it.
Please answer it for me. Please answer it all.
when we are, but you know, like, we're not complaining, but there's a certain demographic of us women, like, I'll call us powerful actors, that are marginalized because they feel that we don't need the opportunity, or they feel like I can't bring on set. What they don't understand, as an actor, you need every opportunity. Yeah. Every opportunity. And yes, because literally we live for the craft. I think I would be broke because I also
to answer your question, Jessica. Yes, the projects increased. And yes, I became a producer, but not for the reason Nana went for producing. No, my reasons were actually different. My reasons would go back to the fact that I somehow wanted to change the industry. And somehow I feel like I kind of did.
Yes, girl.
She was giving us a testimony. How she...
Exactly.
No. She has different reasons.
Mine are different reasons.
Yes, go.
Mine, why they matters, I went into producing because I was cheated. My credit was taken as a writer. And then I was like, I managed to write that. And then after that, I was blacklisted for some time.
Yeah,
Really?
you did.
Yes, sweetheart, I was.
You did.
I was blacklisted everywhere. I'm the person who is claiming credits I did not work for.
You have to be careful
In
the things you
Uganda?
say.
In Uganda here, because I was claiming the
Jessica, it
credits.
takes one person to say, oh, you're Mozibu.
I worked for tirelessly.
Yeah.
Like from the word go, like I sat down and wrote that script from the word go to the last dot. And then someone said, I didn't write the script. And then I had to prove myself all over again. That these are not just claims that I wrote a script. I have done it before. Let me do it again. And this was Veronica's, which was, sorry to say so, but it was revenge in a way. Like, I'm like, look, people, I am not claiming things I didn't do. That was my script. But it's okay. Keep it. Let me bring something else. Please compete with this. That's what it was about. But again, because I was blacklisted, I had to create my own opportunities.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
Oh.
So after that, I'm like, okay, you said I didn't write the other one. Now what about this one? Who is claiming it?
With 10 minutes.
Yes. We're talking about UFF. You don't know God can do things good.
You know? But that year you did your revenge, man.
After that, I was like, you know what? Maybe it's not just about revenge. I can actually do this. And then I started a serious company to do this for a living. And now I'm a full-time producer, full-time writer, full-time actress. And I own it. I don't feel bad about it.
Yes, honey. Yes. That is what we're talking about.
Okay, so mine will quite be different. I'm really benching on Nana's submissions. You know, when you hear her speak, you know she has a background of an actress. She knows what it means, and that's why she's producing, because she wants to bring a change to the practice, to the vice, whatever it is. So me, I'll not give you a direct answer whether projects have increased or not, but this is what is happening. So after I won the AMA award.
Oh, this was so that.
Oh, yes,
Joan, for the viewers who don't understand the gravity.
What is AMA?
AMA is
and the
is
country
like
and the everything. Yes.
Africa's Oscar.
Oh, yes. In what country? Tell them that.
Best actress, leading role.
Amas, where is it? Which country does it come out of?
Nigeria.
Thank you. They needed to know.
I tell
Now, when my director Maurice was going for the function for it, I was a new mother, so I told him, go there, bring my award. If Rita Dominic takes it, snatch it from her because it's mine. Guys, as I told you, I am confident I'm a very good actress.
Yeah.
Now, after that journey, this is what happened here back home. So people think someone will confidently tell you,
And then you feel offended. You expect that.
It's terrible. You should be proud with me. You should be happy for me. I did this to raise my flag here back at home, and you're actually using it against me, and I find it disgusting.
Yeah.
People still do
It is
that.
very disgusting.
People
If
still
Malaika says, I like a diva.
Hey, I worked for it.
Because, yes, I worked for it, but I mean, if we are going to move like this, then what happens to the generation, you know? Guys, I went to Nigeria, and these people love their country.
And
They
love
their
people,
talents.
their stars, yeah.
They love their
They
stars.
uplift
I
their
traveled
stars.
with Cindy Sanyu. I'm a huge fan of her, you guys. And no one recognized her. It broke my heart.
Because we don't, and yet we know they're actors. We know
And
they're
exactly.
people.
And for me, I'm really to say this about the Icon Awards. But the whole award came, we started celebrating an individual. Nisha is talent. You are talent. You are talent. I am talent. Can they call you to be celebrated in their country?
I say that.
My question is, will they call you Nana, Nigeria, as a Ugandan actress who is worth being celebrated?
Preach, child. Akatuti kako. No.
You get it? Yeah. So before we even think of the sustainability plan of what has happened next, of ABCD, are our producers willing to accept and appreciate the talent back at home? And you as producers, I'm talking to you. You tell Nisha, you tell Nana, you tell whoever it is, I think that girl, we need to move up way. To move up way. Let them know that she is good.
I like it.
Because
I feel like writing a script for her right now.
Because that is what meant other industries, you guys. We have to get Nisha, get Nana, get Joan, get Malaika. Let's front them as producers. If you're creating a piece, let at least Joan be there. Let Malaika be there.
The faces we are trying to lift up.
Let's sell them until the other generation.
So Joan, I want to piggyback on what you said, because it's a very powerful conversation that I have also started having, and because of the power I have in different facets of platforms that I have started this conversation, because what you said is the truth. I've told people, we keep bringing people from outside for concerts here. I'm like, when your own people have their things, what do you do? Do you make them feel you're the ones? It is you. When, let me say, an actor here has a mishappening, a problem, a bad day, that is their name for the rest of life.
Exactly.
There is no forgiveness, there is no grace, there is no mercy, there is no. I was talking to, he literally just got listed as Forbes under that. No one even knows these things. He's a designer, Kejuka Abbas, for Kai's Stephen collection. And you people, when he's in Nigeria, when Abbas goes to Nigeria, red carpet welcomes him, flowers, what? He must walk, Abbas, like that's how it's treated. When he comes home, they might short of giving him the broom to sweep the airport, short of doing that. And I'm like, it's because we feel like if we do together, we're going to give you a big head. And that's not the case. That is a person's character. Like how Malaika walk into a room and then you say, that one's going to be difficult because of how she's dressed. Not noticing, out of everyone, she came first. Yeah. Out of everyone, she knows her lines for the script. Out of everyone, but just because you're okay. If I start doing by the way, and to give back to her,
I feel like it's just a question. I feel like this, and I love that. It's a strong point, and I feel like we've been talking about it for so long. But what are the solutions?
That's what she said. As producers,
you as producers.
Okay, let me say it. What we did for JDC, what we continue to do, whether the actors want or not, us we are pushing them. We're treating them, you get it, like, see this person, see this, we're pushing this, we're pushing this.
But that is for one show.
And no, it starts there. That's why we're saying, Tandika no. There was a time where there was no one.
I think what
and for me, I think
is very simple. The easiest way to change the dynamics is to get a project. And like I said, put the powerhouses that are sitting on this stage in one project. And present it to the world. Period.
Let's give hard time to the judges.
Unfortunately,
do you know? Let's give hard time to the UFF judges.
Yes,
let Malaika be there. Let Nana be there. Let Nisha be there.
It's important, even if we don't get the seats. When someone denies you entry to the door, you come back and buy the effing building. Exactly. Period. Because once someone rejects you, and our own people reject us over and over, and we can talk about it and have these conversations, Ugandans prefer when you hit them with a hit. Let me tell you an example. Lukman Ali, That boy has been doing film. I'll call him a boy because,
He's younger than
he has been doing a film for my first project, Beneath the Lies, that I will always say changed the dynamics of the Ugandan film industry. Lukman was on it. He's behind those visuals. No one knew him. He went on to do more projects and we still refused to give him his flowers. He sells a project to Netflix and all of a sudden, we are favorite.
No. And then when he's being recognized, you're annoyed that he's getting his recognition.
This is the thing.
Everything
now,
in the yellow jumper.
I'm
like, if he deserves it,
we
he
start
deserves
to
it.
tear through all his work.
Oh, yeah.
Tamani script, Tamani korawa, Tamani.
And it's okay.
So he doesn't know his script. You feel his scripts are weak. Let's bring in someone else. Let's bring in Lukman cinematography. Bring in Nisha. Bring in Malaika. Bring UCC. Give us funding. You have a content development project. Give us something and tell us if we mess it up and don't bring it to the table, we'll never be financed again and watch us work. Because that is the only way that Ugandans will stand up and say, film. The only reason we're sitting up here today is because Nisha decided to take initiative and cast herself and write for herself and do that. And in an instant, she brought in Malaika. And I did that and I brought in Malaika. I've yet to bring you in, but God willing, inshallah, all of us at some point will stand up there on that stage and say, look at us. Because this is what we did. Me, I'll be honest, I know some amazing writers. Not just riff, like just good stuff to put up there so we can be judged, but seriously do a project that will just literally have Hollywood calling. Because Hollywood won't open its doors to us. It's got nothing to take from us. Yeah. They have to come here. You can't go there.
Can I ask a question? Yeah. Can I ask a question? Why are the Oscars the Oscars? They don't give money like UFF. Why are they? Ask yourself that question.
I don't talk about the money they give us. Am I
No. What I mean, you would think it's because they get like millions behind the award. You would think the way they are, like the way people pray and say, finally, I have gotten. What makes the award?
The weight that comes with the award.
Thank you.
Weight.
There's a weight that comes with that award. So you asked after the award, what happened, right? So yes, that's why the question is asked after the award.
But can I answer that question again now after this panel? After the award, we sat here, right? After the award, we were invited to have this conversation in a round table. I think that's universally our answers for all of us.
We could not
Without
have had
those
this
awards,
opportunity.
I would not be sitting in this.
And I would have been watching this, screaming, saying, I want to sit there. I have things to say. And I'm so happy. Remember the first thing I asked you? I was like, what is this? What is this for? And I just said, thank you. Thank you for inviting me because I have to.
But before you go, ladies, I want you to speak to someone out there. I have two questions, and you already answered by the way. One, how do you handle rejection? That's one. Because we are in an industry where there is so many people are coming in and they are being rejected. But even these are coming in who are young, but even those who have been there with the experience, they are being rejected. We all know this at a certain point. Yeah. Someone says, I'm going to work with so and so, I won't mention names, but and you ask them, like, why? And then you tell your book, and you're like, but I didn't say that in the person. I worked with them close, you're like, okay, sure. Oh.
Okay, me, I'll go first.
How do you handle rejection?
How I handle rejection is...
Please speak to the camera because you're speaking to someone else.
Okay, how I handle rejection is, I really don't mean to be arrogant.
But please be.
But I don't care. I really don't care if I'm rejected or not. If Nana Kagga woke up one morning, a Ugandan producer who has watched one or two of my pieces, and she comfortably asks me to audition, how will that sit with you if I called you and told you?
I can't have your audition.
Do you feel me?
By the weight of your award,
you
and the
feel
work
me?
You've done before.
So I can comfortably say that I don't really care. You don't take me in, I know what I am worth. I know my worth, I know I am good. With or without you, she is surviving. Yeah. She did it. She doesn't need an audition. she doesn't need a script, and neither do I.
So in a nutshell, you know your one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I want you to come and bring me on board because you trust me.
Yep.
Trust me first, then let's do this. If you don't trust me and you think I should prove to you what I want, then straight out here.
We're walking backwards.
I'm glad you say that right next to me. We shall be auditioning Joan, ladies and gentlemen. She'll be appearing on your screens. No, personally, first things first, rejection is normal.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm not a bottle of wine. I don't have to please you. You don't have to like me. But what I do know is I am good at what I do. I have personal issues, messes that I am. Those do not pertain to what I put out professionally. Now, if you come to me and you're basing your professional decision on whether you like me or not, then we really shouldn't work together. Because there'll be days where I can't stand you and you can't stand me, but if you don't have your eye on the prize, then we are not for each other. I work with people I don't like, and I'll say that right now, but they have something I need. They are going to give my project validation. I personally think Ugandans want to be loved. And I think personally love is just overrated. I don't want to be loved. I know a lot of people that always say she's difficult, she's this, because I know precisely what I am and what I want from you. And if I put that on the table and it's not palatable to you, by all means, exit. Nobody's holding you captive. But we come into this industry, everyone wants to be buddy, njabanjagare. I want the media to write about me properly. No. By the way, my UFF was a once-in-a-lifetime stand-up comedy. But I'm not doing those anymore. But for the right price, I can come back. But seriously, when that happened to me on the stage up there, suddenly everybody knew me. In 5 minutes of getting up there and taking an award. But I always ask them, so that was a moment of weakness, but did it take away my validation as an actor?
No, of course not.
I still walked away from this, stumbling by the way, and I went home and I had my own personal reasons why that happened. And then I went back to work because that's what I do. But if you walk into my door thinking, Nana, UFF, problematic, you have a problem, not me. Yeah. So a lot of people come in, then there are others that come in to try and take from you knowledge, instead of understanding that we're not dealing with one person. This is the Uganda film industry. It is a beast on its own, and all you can do is contribute. People don't want to share knowledge, they don't want to share contacts, they don't want to hold workshops. When someone is rejected, sometimes I bring my actors back, Malaika will tell, and I'll tell them why I rejected them. And my first thing I always ask actors, what are you reading for? Why do you think that's the character you should be reading for? Do you see yourself anywhere near that person? No, but I'm a method actor. Then you can't do a TV series for me because you can't turn up every day and become someone new. We're dealing with psychopathic behavior. But when I ask people, why do you want to be in this industry? I want you to understand that you're going to be rejected more times in your life, based on numerous reasons that you will never understand. Don't come looking for love. Don't come looking for light. Don't come for validation. If your parents never loved you, that you're going to find it in the industry. No, I'm telling you the truth. Girls come wanting to wear the beautiful gowns, to be loved, to be given lights. This industry is brutal. It is brutal, emotionally, physically. The roles you take on, and I will cast, where your job is to be beautiful. I don't want to hear I had a sleepless night. I don't want to hear my boyfriend, oh no, sweetie, no. Fix that, because that's what I bought as a producer. So this industry is about rejection. I have been rejected more times than anything, but you know what you do?
Keep
you
going.
Start finding avenues. Now here we take life and we base it on one moment. I have had people, recently someone told me, I gave up acting because he told me I couldn't act. I say to him, I actually say to him, then you were not born to be an actor. Because if Nana Kagga, Atari Katonda, and depending on what day it was and what time of the evening it was, I tell you, you can't act. And you take that as Bible verse.
Well,
You're giving me way too much power. Don't let people have power over you in pursuing your dreams. No one can see what you can do apart from you. No one's coming to save you. No one's going to come to give you a life raft. Nobody is going to look and say, "Mwana wange jangu, tosobola bikola ne jangu." So that's the advice I give to people. This industry is not for the faint of heart. But if you know in your heart of hearts you were born to perform, to create, to act, and you're good at it, walk into every room knowing your worth, your value, put it on the table, and if they can't afford it, kindly walk away because there's another person that's waiting on you.
Yeah.
And sometimes when someone rejects you, remember they're doing you a favor.
Well,
Winding up.
yes, I am. I think however, the thing is, you might come in this industry expecting that rejection comes in one direction or this direction, or it comes with a title, rejection. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's not going to be an audition. Sometimes it's not going to be a producer telling you, "No, I can't take you because you're not light-skinned." No, it's going to come in so many different ways. Maybe like you will not see it coming. You realize it later, like, wait, that was a rejection. But the thing is, how prepared are you? And are you certain that you're in for this game? Because if you're not, everything will shake you off. That's it. So it's all a matter of putting your mind to where you, the end game is what matters. Rejection is everywhere and it will never stop. Whether you believe it or you don't, whether you're confident or not, whether it will never stop. You just have to know what you're looking for, what you want at the end of the day. So yeah, we've all been rejected and we'll never stop being rejected. So that's all I can say.
So how I handle rejection. Number one, if you started by rejecting yourself, there's nothing no one in this world will say or do to make you unthink that. So even sometimes it's not a rejection, but because you already rejected yourself, you already told yourself you were not good enough. Whatever anyone says, you think it's a lie, they're just being nice or not. So let's start with that, with you. Have you rejected yourself? And that's where the strength now comes in. Now, for me, my strength is in God. His own people rejected him. He died for your sins, guys. His own people. Anyway.
Can she be serious for once?
No, so seriously, so the thing is, when you get the rejection, like how Nisha said, in the many forms that it comes, it is up to you to look at it as it is. So they've said, you're not light-skinned enough. What are you going to do, bleach? It's one role. Yeah. I tell now the next one when you need to be dark. So you see, okay, this one they've said this one has said you can't act. Now being in the position where I'm hiring people and I had to be the one to tell them, you've not made it. But the thing is, you've not made it for that, not in life, not for everything. It's in that role. It is in that position. It is for that director. It is for that script. You have not made it, not for life. So the problem is we spend so much time crying and whining in the rejection instead of saying, okay, let me feel my feelings, that sucked, cry your tears, call your best friend, pick a little bit, and then say, okay, next one. Where's the next one? They've also said no. Okay, same. And before you know it, you'll be walking in two rooms. You already know who you are. When they say no, they've said no to you in that role, not no to you. Yeah.
I just want to say one thing. I have an actor, and I have to give him some credibility here. Mushema Hausen. When I first came back, he auditioned for me the first time. I rejected him. I put out another audition call. He came back. I rejected him. He waited for me outside once the auditions were done. And he said, I want to understand why you're rejecting me. That's someone who's an actor. Because I explained to him and I said, the roles you're picking are not reflecting your capability. Unfortunately, you want to be a sort of a thuggish guy, but he's a gentle gentleman.
He's a gentle soul.
Every time he would come in, he would choose the wrong part. Mushema asked me, so which parts do you see for me? And I said, what do you feel comfortable with within yourself? The next time he came back, he picked the right parts, he did reflections, and he nailed it.
Yeah.
Simply because for him, every time I rejected him, he was just like, Nechichi. Like Nisha said,
just one last thing. Not one last thing, because we'll never finish.
yes.
I'm so happy that this is a female panel. We've not tackled that issue, but it is there. Women in many facets, in many business, whatever. We talk a big game of women empowerment, women standing together. We talk a big game, but we don't actually practice it. And I've seen it too many times for me not to. I've seen it too many times for me not to bring it to the forefront to say that many a times have I seen another woman or Kulemesa another woman.
Like, can I be honest? It's the funniest thing. The other day, I'm writing this project, and I think it's going to be the most amazing. So, I was literally writing she knows me. When I'm writing, I write the person in my head I want to cast.
Yes.
And I give them the attributes they already have, but then I rev them up, because you bring the sex in. So, literally, I was writing, then I got to a role, and I was like, because to me, literally, when I'm visualizing this person, we're having this moment, and I said, Walai, do you know what it's like to actually see it in your head, and you can hear the UFF announcer? We failed to choose. So they'll split the prize.
It has actually happened before.
Yeah, I know. But this is what it's about, the ability to see your friends. But as actors, and I'll say this, it's happening everywhere on sets in Kampala, where people are casting themselves in lead roles and casting weak actors beside them so that they can be acclaimed as more powerful. Where you're like,
How does that help you exactly?
how does that, but does it? Okay. All right. But you know what? Wouldn't it be amazing to have monthly discussions of these issues and have them recorded so you can at least share with people, whether online on YouTube? You can do it as UCC content.
Yeah.
But what it does, it builds capacity in the industry. It raises awareness on the problems we have, solutions. People can listen and process. And then can you also pay us?
Transport. I brought my own water. No.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming. Nisha, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
I know you overshoot, you have different programs, and I believe that we'll have other conversations like this, because this will started it and it's not ending.
That's good to hear.
Thank you so much.
And thank you. She's an amazing moderator. Do you know, like, she lets you just keep going. You bright.
Thank you.
Nisha,
Just say
Episode with actors, the male actors, you will love it. Until next time, UFF must stay.
Bye-bye.